Hello everybody and welcome back to At Home with the Moons, and we are now standing in what is our coach house.
It is, it's our former tack room, as you can see, surrounded by all this leatherwork, and that's from what we do with the horses, or we used to do professionally with the horses, but it's a very fitting environment and it's going to be her workshop until she's restored. Jenny's going to talk about the restoration, what we plan to do, because there have been lots of comments and lots of new viewers, so thank you all for joining on the journey. But the first thing is to get these wheels sorted. And I spoke to the wheelwright guy and he's about a couple of hours away. So my job, we're going to explain a little bit more in the video about that. We're going to suspend her and do it bit at a time. But I'll let Jenny talk to you about the restoration.
Yes, so the restoration is going to be extremely sympathetic, and I really do not want to change the way this carriage looks, because I believe she's a moment in time and we will never recapture this. All of the wear and the tear and the way that the paint's come off of her, and it's just so beautiful, and she tells such a story that I'd find it very difficult to paint over that and take it away. So we're going to really sympathetically bring her back to life, but all of that's still going to be there. So she needs to be strong. We need to treat, there's a little bit of woodworm at the back, we need to treat that. The material, there's quite a lot of damage, moth holes and things to the material, so I'm going to very gently go in there and make sure that they're sorted and that they're safe so she doesn't get any worse. And then also there's little things like there's pom-poms and bits and pieces that we can recreate. But yeah, she's going to look like this, but she'll have 4 wheels. She'll probably be a bit shinier, where we obviously put protection on to protect her in the future. But yeah, the plan is that she's not going to be shiny and new. She's going to show her age because she deserves to. And I think she's been through a lot.
And I think that word patina, I mean, it's used so often nowadays, but in the restoration, I think it's very important, as Jenny said, to capture that moment in time and preserve it for as long as we possibly can. And therein lies an even bigger challenge, because just to make her all glossy and new would be a lot easier, because as you know, paint covers up a multitude of sins. We're not going to have that option, but I'm really looking forward to the challenge of just keeping this moment in time for as long as we can and sharing it with you guys. So let's get on and we'll explain a little bit more about the wheels and what we're going to try and do. So we're at the front of the carriage by the fifth wheel where all the action goes on. And it's really going to be our concern now. What we're going to try and do is suspend the carriage from the front end. So where that big, nice curved piece of metal is, we're going to protect it. We're going to hang it from chains, fingers crossed, and we're going to take this whole mechanism off as one. What that means is I can take it to the wheelwright and he's going to have a look at it, and just, there are lots of wear signs on these leaf springs. They've actually almost worn through their mounting bolts. So there's no point just taking little bits here and there, and he'll have all the special equipment needed to get the hubcaps off and then the end nuts. The problem with the hubcap is on this side it's sticking out a little bit further and someone's had a go at it. What I don't want to do is create more problems. And as I say, he'll have all those specialist tools. So hopefully I can work with him and we can disassemble anything we need to when we're there. But it's going to give him a really good look into the condition of this fifth wheel. So we've got a few bits to unbolt, but first things first, let's get her suspended. So midway through the carriage there's this very elegant curve, but it's really, really strong. It's got a massive metal plate which forms that beautiful arch, and it goes just 4 of that and then it's onto the woodwork. So this is going to be a really good place to suspend it. I'm going to use these sheepskin rolls and I'm going to put them on either side here, and hopefully we'll be able to chain it. And we've got some nice old beams that are going to keep her where she needs to be. We need to protect the beams above, and on this side this is a newly installed beam. It just supports the middle bit of a very large barn up above us. It is the barn lounge, and to the other side we've got the ancient woodwork, which I've no doubt will not be a problem, but we're going to protect the wood with these lovely little saddle cloths. So it's just going to help the chain slide, and when I've got it where I want it I'm going to put the tensioners on. we're getting there. I've gone just about as far as I dare. And I think that's going to be the pattern of things to come with this restoration, because if I go any more, it's going to start putting stress. These leaf springs, the weight is taken off them. But if we go any more, it's going to want to start pulling down. So the next point of attention is getting these big coach bolts out. And I've noticed on this side, one's completely sheared off. So I'm going to have to drift that out from below. Then we're just going to see if we can ease the other nut off. But these nuts probably haven't been turned, if in 100 odd years, I don't know. It all looks really original. So we're just going to go very carefully. And you can see with those chains, it is a belts and braces manoeuvre. We were going to use ratchet straps, but I like the chains, and the adjusters just give us that little tweak if we need it. So let's get on and get this fifth wheel away from her for the first time in a very long time. So Jen and I have managed to undo the bolts that we saw, but there are two sneaky squirrels at the back, and they actually are reversed. They come up from that sliding plate or the swash plate, the fifth wheel, and they're down in the glove box. So what we've got to try and do is get on top of them. And they are those old-fashioned square nuts. And what's so brilliant is that everything is either square nutted or flat-headed screwdriver. And we've got both the old-fashioned tools, so I'm hoping we can get it out. If not, we might have to deploy the more modern socket and try and get on it. But I do have a few square sockets as well. The problem is we've just got to catch those edges without damaging it. So if we can get them undone, I think it's going to be a good job. You ready?
I'm ready. It's fascinating, isn't it? It really is. Look, we found a walnut in there.
There's all sorts of stuff living in here. She's alive.
Well, she certainly is. Right, well, okay. All we can do is try, can't we?
Let's see if we can encourage them. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
So I don't know if we'll be able to, if you can shine the light.
I think we need a better torch, you know, baby.
There she blows. I think we'll be alright. We can just get on this.
But what if it twists underneath?
It won't twist because it's actually locked in the swash plate. It's forged into that. You'll see. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's moving.
Oh. What about this one?
Wow, they're actually moving.
And one of the reasons for that is that where the wood has been compromised. There's a little bit of leeway.
A little bit of give.
Right, so I need to get a socket of my.
I'm gonna go and get my phone because I'm gonna try and film this for everyone. I'm not sure how good it's gonna be, but we'll give it a go.
You know, you're getting old when you get excited about a tool you brought 20 years ago and it's just about to come into its own. And they're a socket set, but what's really interesting is they look like flower heads. What that means is it grips on the flat of the nut. So even with a traditional nut, these are really, really good. So if you've got any little damage on the head of the nut, these grip on the flats. And I think we've just found the answer to our problem. But it's also a case of just trying to move it a little bit, undo it a little bit, move it. As we said before, she's going to be one of those jobs, but we're really looking forward to it. Very excited to get it off, and I know Jenny's nervous about doing it. I'm also a bit cautious as to what's going to happen, but let's get these ones off and we'll be a couple of bolts closer to getting her out. It's not that one. I bet it's the one I haven't got. It's that one. Oh, it's a perfect fit.
Okay, right, I think you can just about make it out. That's it, yeah, perfect.
To get straight on. A bit that way.
Is it coming out? Oh wow.
I'll say I've never used them. But
You certainly haven't used them for a, for a carriage like this.
no, but they're perfect because they grip. Look.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, look at. I'm getting more nervous now.
There must be a washer there. There it is. Look. Blind target, is look. I think also what we're going to learn is that they've used. Oh, here's the other size. Hope it's not the one in between. All different size. They're all the same thread, so they're like handmade nuts,
Yeah.
which is really, really interesting. So they've got, you know, they just, if they had a particular thread size, if they cut out however many nuts for a particular thread, look, I mean that's a lot different than that one there. Oh yeah.
Look at that, they're hand cut. Isn't that incredible?
We're getting there. What's really interesting and very reassuring is that the metalwork, that big beam that gives it that lovely swan neck, and that strength in the front comes all the way to here, right under the footboard, right to these bolts here. And this is just a simple planking system. And as you saw when I took the one down, these are rotten, but the actual chassis is really, really good. And we've got these mouldings. Obviously you can see on this side it's completely gone bar the back end of the moulding, but we do have the form here. And obviously as it's just gone a bit squishy, it's a little bit deformed, but I think if we can get it off carefully, we'll be able to match them up. And between all the bits, the beauty of this carriage is it's all still here. I think it is the most beautiful marriage of wood and metal. It's got all these beautiful ornate bits of ironwork, and then you've got this lovely overlaid and interlaid wood. And they've put all these mouldings on, and they go down in increments. But what's even just more incredible, where I'm standing behind, where nobody's ever going to see, they've got the repeat of that moulding. It just goes to show what craftsmen they were, what pride they had in their work. And it's testament to that it's still here today. Even the mechanism looks to be in fairly good order. It is loose, it's a little bit tired, but I think when we take it to the wheelwrights, we're going to get a much better idea of where things should be, because I can see where there's those wear marks, where those signs of, you know, many a cobbled street. And yeah, it's just going to be really, really interesting to see what degree it is. But more importantly, we're going to have access to ancient traditions brought into the modern day by a very, very skilled artisan. And I can't wait to meet him. It's a thing of beauty.
That's painted. Look, that's got the red stripes down it. That's
Really?
blue.
Oh yeah. She's uncovering more of her hidden treasures.
That's incredible. Cool, you wouldn't think that would be painted, would you?
We were going to go, but Jenny just wanted to have a little
I'm getting a little bit excited now.
dab and just see what she could reveal. But what is interesting, even on this metalwork, which is so beautiful, again, so many details, Jenny just noticed that they put those beautiful pinstripes or coach stripes all over it. So even as we said, the areas you can't see, in here, all amongst it and on the springs.
Yeah, like literally there. I mean, no one's ever going to see that bit. And from behind, it's got these...
Apart from us.
Apart from us. It's this beautiful, like, sort of Napoleon blue almost, isn't it? With these blue pinstripes. It's just amazing.
Yeah. A lot of attention to detail. And also, you might be able to see that this little dowel here, the upward one, which we had to get from in the glove box, is slightly bent. And Jenny came up with a pretty founded theory that she thinks it's involved in an accident, which would account for it.
I think she's gone through a pothole. That's what I'm reckoning.
And I think she's been repaired at different times as vehicles were and as they are now. On this side at the front, we've got a very ornate bit of metalwork, which looks lovely, and looks formed as part of the original. And on the other side, we've got it's not pretty, it's practical fix, which looks a little bit hammered in comparison to everything else. It's another clue. And there is a slight twist in the front where those shafts would have come out of here towards you guys to the horse. So there is a twist on there. And as Jenny said, it could be a pothole, it could be a gutter, could have even been something a little bit more serious. But there is a little bit of age-related damage. But hey, if I was as old as her, and looked half as good.
I'd be feeling really good.
We'd be well chuffed.
Yeah, she's done amazing to get to this age so far, and yeah, no, it's just incredible. And what a truly like humbling and honouring, the experience to be sitting here like this and to know that we're going to give her back her wheels like you do, and make her strong again so she can last for that bit longer, and also preserve the history. It's so important that it's not changed too much. We'll obviously change what needs changing. The woodworm needs to go and some of the wood needs to be changed, but her actual look is going to stay the same, and we'll just protect it so it doesn't get any worse.
And we can age it as well. That's the beautiful thing, working with all these materials. We can make them look as they did, or as they are now, but they'll be replaced. And we've got these bits where they come to the shafts, and they've just crumbled away. But
it's no different to because I restore teddy bears and vintage toys. That's what sort of my thing is when I'm not doing the horses or the farm. And you have very, very old bears come into the workshop, and you don't want to send them back looking new unless the owner wants them to look, new and shiny. So part of that process is aging the new bits back to look like, it's the original bear and it hasn't been touched. And that's a real art, and it's something I love doing. So I know that I'm already thinking about, I know we've got to do the living room, which we've ripped apart, the old kitchen and stuff like that. That's got to be done before Christmas. But I think we're going to have to spend a few months just working on this lovely girl.
I think there's lots.
We'll do a little bit of a catch up in there, but we've got the bug now.
The to-do list is getting longer everywhere because, as you know, when you turn your head to one thing, there's always something else going on, along with all the animals on the other channel over at the Moons. So, I think it's going to be a bit
There
of
will be a break,
adventure.
though, because obviously the wheels have got to go away and we can't be part of that. So at that point, maybe we can go back and put the kitchen back together again. I'm trying to ignore the bit behind me because I want to get on with it now. But we've got to put all the animals to bed. So
thank you all so much for watching. And if you're enjoying the episodes as half as much as we are doing it, then it's going to be a really good journey
really good
together.
Fun. Really good fun.
So we'll see you next time.
We're going to have to go out of here now.
Let's
Stop
go.
touching it.